Yo, what's up guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another Marvel Contest of Champions video, and today this video is actually going to be the start of a series that I'm going to be calling The Contest Explained. So what this series is going to be is, as you can probably guess, I'm going to be explaining the different mechanics in Marvel Contest of Champions. So things like how to read champion information, or know what buffs are what buffs and what they do and when they're useful and when they're not, and all that kind of stuff. Before I get into what this video is, I just want to say I'm sorry for not having uploaded the last like 5 or so days, just because it was my mom's birthday, then I had a planned vacation over the weekend, and then it was my birthday. So it's just been a really hectic couple of days for me, and I didn't have anything prepped to upload while I was gone. So yeah, that's the reason for the drought, but I am going to be trying to make a couple of videos now that I do have some downtime and some a quiet environment. So I'm going to be uploading a little bit more often. If you have any requests for videos that you want to see, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. But let's go ahead and jump into today's video, which is going to be understanding the UI of Marvel Contest of Champions. So if you're new to video games, or you're just like a casual mobile game player who just happened to cross this series in this game, a UI is the user interface, which is basically how the user, you, gets from one part of the game to another part of the game, and how all of the different information is disseminated to you. So this is going to be the home screen, and I'm going to try and keep this very brief, assuming that a bunch of this stuff is self-explanatory of what it is. I'm just going to show you how to get there basically, except for some things that I'm going to go into a little bit more in depth. So this is the home screen. The bottom right, you can find your solo events and your alliance events. If you look at the top left of each one of the events, you'll see how long that event is, and then the timer in the middle is when that event resets. If you want to see the rewards or how to get points, you can click either of these buttons. Some events have ranked rewards, like the 22-hour events, which if you go here, there's a whole separate reward bracket for ranks, which is just if you meet a certain threshold, you're competing with everybody else in your bracket, and you try and rank among them. If you're at the upper end of that rank, then you get better rewards per typical. The little clipboard on the bottom right is going to be the objectives, so you can just go ahead and scroll through these. If you're for the daily and the weekly, if you don't like specific ones, you can re-roll, I think 1 per day for the daily and 1 per week for the weekly, possibly. I'm not 100% sure about that. These, if you are unsure of which ones you've already done or what the rewards or whatever, you can click this little icon, the eye icon right above go now, and it'll give you all that information. And yeah, left is going to be the social mailbox. So if you want to see your different chats, you can click there, mail, etc, etc. Top right is going to be the unit store. This is where all the deals and units are going to be if you want to purchase that. Top left, the little cogwheel is going to be your settings. You can activate different chats here. If you want to submit a support ticket, you click support, and it'll take you to the website where you can write that in email. Kabam. This little box right here at the bottom right, that gray box with the green light through it, is your stash, which is probably the thing you're going to be clicking the most. This will take you to your stash of all the items that you have but aren't in your inventory. So all of this stuff is stuff that you've picked up but you don't have room in your inventory, so it has a possibility of expiring, which you can see the expiration at the top of every item. Items typically have a 14-day expiration date, and then ISO and Catalyst have a 30-day. Let's go back to the home menu. If you want to see all of your resources, you can click that icon at the top where it shows your battle chips or gold, whatever. You can click that, and it'll open up all of your different resources. Same thing with the energy to the left. You can see all of your different alliance and quest energy here, and you could manually request help here or use refills even if you're not full or completely depleted of energy. So that's a little easy way if you're at like 20 energy and you want to request help but you're at work, so you can't really use up that 20 energy. You just click that button, request help, and then you can go on your way. The little trophy takes you to your the leaderboards. You can either do the summoner or the alliance by clicking the little arrows. The thing in the middle, the little calendar, is going to take you to your, as you could guess, your calendar. One's going to be for the month, the event, 7 days, and then sometimes there's like additional events, so there could be multiple events going on at once. So you might have like your side quest as well as like a special New Year's event or something like that. All that would be here. You can click that little icon with the briefcase to take it to your alliance help section. So you can immediately just go there, start hitting your helps and get that loyalty and help out your alliance mates. And then the two little icon with the yellow and green crystal, if you click that, it'll take you directly to your crystal stash and it'll help you claim your free and daily crystals. So that's, oh no, actually there's one more thing, your profile. So if you click your profile at the very top, you can go ahead and access all of your information here. It'll show you all of your active boosts, your prestige, all of that kind of information here. This is also where you can change your name, your profile picture, mastery, and titles. So if you want to click, or if you want to go to your masteries, click masteries, title, you select a different title and then enable. Click the little pencil next to your name, and you can either change your name or change your profile picture. If you want to change your name, however, you would need to go to the store, which is going to be our next section. So if you click the little thing at the top with the 3 lines and then go to the store, you have all of these different sections. For your name change, it would be in the featured name change token all the way at the bottom. Featured items, which you're going to see in here, are typically these alliance bundles. I think these are always here because they're the most popular items. Next would be the purple profile pictures, because these are the most rare ones and these are always timed. And sometimes you'll have some other items in here, but this is mostly just the more popular items. Next would be the event stores. So for this month we have Odin's Armory. Last month we had the Romance store. You just go here, click the items. Black ISO Market is unlocked when you get the Summoner Sigil, which you get for free when you first start. I think you get it after you defeat Act 2 or maybe Act 1. But yeah, activate it that way, or you can buy it for real money. Once you do that, you can unlock this store, and this store has different items that you can buy with different progression levels, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Just if you want to know if you can buy it, just either click it and it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to be able to unlock that, or it'll have that little red lock at the bottom right saying, hey, you're not quite here yet. But yeah, this is really important for beginners, especially because these things like the 1,000 4-star shards, that's huge momentum. But yeah, just keep an eye on this. Potions is where you buy potions, boost, profile pictures, exactly what you would expect. Incursions is where you spend your artifacts to buy these incursion crystals and potions. However, as you can see here, some of them or all of them say like 4-star war crystal, 5-star evolution crystal. It doesn't say what's exactly in that crystal. So if you're ever curious, just go ahead and click that little eye icon at the top right of that box, and then it'll tell you exactly what's in there. Now for different crystals, like let me go to the Black ISO Market. If you're ever sure or not sure what rates or what is in that crystal, you can also click that same icon, but it'll also tell you the rates. So as you can see there, the drop rates are 4-star here at 20%, 3-star at 30% or 80%. That way you know exactly what's in the crystal, as well as what the odds are of certain star levels, I guess, star rarities. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You can just click that little eye icon and it'll reveal more information. Glory is the glory store. You just go through here. As you click an item, the more you buy, the more increased the glory would cost. So as you can see right under where it says number of items, it'll tell you how much the next time you buy it, how much it would cost. And then if you buy all of them, of course, the get now is the total price that you'd be paying. Mastery, loyalty, the same thing you would expect. That's where you buy mastery cores and use your loyalty. And then miscellaneous is just miscellaneous. So next would be your inventory. Inventory, catalyst, and ISO. The main thing that you need to know is that you can filter them. So if you click the little filter icon at the bottom right, and then scroll down under the, when you have filter selected, you can filter it to see specific class types, multiple class types, or you can filter it by tier. So if you're trying to make a specific rank up, or you're trying to plan for specific rank ups or see how much you would need, you can go ahead and do that this way. If you're looking at each one individually, the top right, it says for mutant 1 out of 8. That means I have 1 with a total capacity of 8. And then that little bar at the bottom where it says 2,160 out of 36,000, that's how many fragments out of the total 36,000 I would need to form a full one. So all the times that you're picking up little bits of fragments here and there, this is what that goes towards, because at 36,000 for tier 4, you'll get a full one. ISO, this is going to be all of the ISO that I currently hold. So if I was going to go to level up a character, this is all of the ISO that I'd be able to use. And then if I go to my stash and see the ISO here, this is where all of my total ISO would be. So let's say right now I wanted to level up a cosmic, but I don't have any cosmic here. I could sell all of this, go to my stash, click the filter cosmic, and then just claim all. And it'll claim all of this as much as I can to fill up my stash. Again, the main thing here is to know that you can filter. So I can filter by class. If I want to sell everything except science, per se, it's highlight everything except science, select all, and then I can sell that. If you want to sell everything that's small, I can just highlight 1, 2, 3, select all, and then I can sell all of that. That's the main takeaway from this. Items are all of your consumable items, so that's going to be boosts, signature stones, awakening gems, potions, event items, all that kind of information. If you're ever wanting to look at how much you have exactly, this is the interface that you would go to. It's not sorted in any particular way. Sometimes rank up gems and stuff like that will be in different places, so I would just say just go in here and try and find it. You'll find it at some point. It's just, this is probably one of the more annoying parts to me, how inefficiently organized this is. Like, as you can see here, these champion boosts and these potions are in completely different spots than these boosts up here or these potions down here. But again, all of them are in this same interface. So after that, we can go to, I'm going to skip champions and I'm going to go to crystals. So in our crystal section here, as you can guess, crystals is going to be all of the crystals that you get that are fully formed and stuff like that as rewards from questing or events, or if you're buying specific deals or anything like that. This is where they would go typically. Sometimes things like login crystals and stuff like that will end up in your special section, but for the most part, all crystals that you get that aren't shard crystals that are fully formed are going to come to your crystal section. And again, the same thing, if you're trying to see what exactly is in a crystal and want to know the drop rates, just click the banner, and then where it says drop rates, click that, and you'll see the exact drop rates. Featured crystals and stuff like that, same thing, click the banner, click the icon, it'll show you exactly who's in there and then what drop rates. But since it's featured, yeah, it's gonna be 6-star shards, so it's gonna be a guaranteed 6-star, so drop rates don't matter. Shard crystals, again, they're all going to be in your shard crystal section, obviously. This is where you would go to purchase crystals once you're done forming them. So if I had 10,000, I can come here and combine them into a full crystal. So yeah, special is going to be your solo event crystals, and again, sometimes occasionally your like specific event or login crystals will come here. So if you're ever trying to find a crystal that you just bought or you just got from an event and it's not in here, just check or double check the special, because most likely that's where it's going to be. After crystals, you can go to your alliance tab. Alliance is going to have, or your alliance is going to have all of the alliance activity here up to, I think it saves the last like 20 or 30. So if somebody ranks up a character, if they find a character, start alliance war, start alliance quest, are booted, or somebody joins, all that information will be in here. If you want to go directly to your alliance quest, you can click this icon here. If you want to go to your alliance war, you click this icon here and it'll take you directly over there. You don't need to go to fight in an alliance quest and then join. You can just go to your alliance, click here. If you want to leave your alliance, you click the little leave button at the bottom left. If you want to see all of your members' information, you can see that here. You can click their profiles and duel them, or view their profile, add them, all the information there. Help, you click the help button and it'll take you to your help interface. You can click view details to see all of your different requests. If you want to search for alliances, you can click that little search icon here next to the name. Search the tag, so if we look for Loki, click that, search, you'll see it come up there. You can also search directly by the name, but typically that's way too long, and you could just click or type 4 letters. And yeah, I think that's everything you need to know with your alliance. Yeah, I mean, if you want to check your rating, you can also click your, where it says rating 37,000 or 375,000, click that and it'll go more in depth about your alliance info, but that's not hugely important. So next we're going to go into champions, and this is going to be where I get a little bit more in depth, because there's a lot of information that you can find on this panel without having to go inside the champion interface. So for instance, just looking at this screen here, I'm going to hide my webcam for just a moment. Looking at this screen here, I can tell who's in quest, who I can rank up, who I can't rank up, who's max rank, and who's unleveled, and who's duped, who's not duped. All that information I can see right here just because I know what I'm looking for. As a new player, it's going to seem like there's a whole lot on the screen, a whole lot of icons, but it's really simple. So let's just look at Spider-Man Stealth, for example. At the top right, he has a little box that's not entirely filled up, and you can see Warlock next to him has one that is filled up, and it's glowing, and it's blue, and it's shining at you. So the difference there is that Spider-Man cannot be ranked up to his next rank, while Warlock can. So if I click on Spider-Man, you'll see where it says required catalysts. These are the required catalysts that I need to take him to the next rank, and I'm missing the skill catalysts. However, Warlock, if I go there, I have all of the catalysts that I need there, so I could rank him up. You'll also see that Spider-Man's looks like the top maybe 15-20% of that box is black. However, Scarlet Witch, hers looks almost full, like 95% full. The reason there is that she's 95% towards that rank up. So if I click her, I'm only missing 1 catalyst, as opposed to Spider-Man, who's missing 3. So that's another way to tell exactly how close or how far you are from a rank up. If you're just trying to take a quick glance at this. I can also tell which characters are duped and which ones aren't duped by looking at their stars. So if you look at Emma Frost, her stars above her name, the 3 stars, are orange, whereas if you look at Angela, the 3 stars above her name are silver. So the difference there is that she's duped, or that Angela is duped, but Emma Frost is not. What that means is she has Angela has her ability awakened versus Emma Frost, who does not. One thing they do have in common, though, is that they are both max rank. So I can tell that by that little green box with a like circle star in it. That means that they're at the max rank and max level of their star level. So 3 stars, that would mean, if you see that icon, that means that they're rank 4, level 40 out of 40. For a 4-star, if you see that, that means they're rank 5, level 50 out of 50. 5-star, rank 5, level 65 out of 65. And then 6-star, we don't have that yet. If you see how Super Scroll, he has that little red banner at the top left of him, that like red square with something that looks like a banner or something with horns there. That means that he's currently in Alliance Quest or Alliance Wars, one of the two, I forget which one. But basically what that red square means is that he's currently in something. The icon differentiates depending on which activity, but that's more so just an indicator of, hey, they're currently in something, so you can't bring them into something else. I think that's everything here. The only other thing would be, if you also look at Spider-Man again, how at the bottom right of his portrait, he has a little blue ball that has like little lines coming out of it, and then a gold like diamond above that. What that means is the blue icon means that he has something called persistent charges, and the little gold diamond means he has something called a pre-fight ability. So for him specifically, the persistent charges, or I guess let's go on a more grand scale. So on a grand scale, persistent charges are something that certain characters have that lasts through an entire quest. So there are certain characters that can build up persistent charges throughout a quest, whether it be gaining combo or defeating certain champions, to gain more of those charges, which increase their stats sometimes or give them new abilities. All of that depends on the specific champion, but this is just a quest long buff essentially. Now what a pre-fight ability is that's an ability that a champion has that they have the option to activate when a fight starts. Sometimes champions like Spider-Man Stealth, they have a pre-fight that they can activate at the beginning of every fight. It just depends on which one they want to activate. And then there's characters like Human Torch or Invisible Woman or something like that can only, or actually I think Invisible Woman, you can do it multiple times. But Human Torch that can only activate it once per quest unless they're awakened. So that all that kind of stuff is dependent on the character. But what you need to know is those 2 icons there just indicate that those characters have those specific type of mechanics. So if we go more in depth, click the character and go into info, we can also see all of the information about that character. So we can see their stats, their abilities, synergies, all that kind of stuff. If you want to go more in depth, just click whichever window you're more curious about. So if you click the abilities window, you'll be able to see all of their abilities, the breakdown of what it is, how they work, stats, all that kind of stuff. At the top, you can see how my signature ability is red with a red lock. That means I haven't unlocked it yet, or I haven't duped him yet, or I haven't awakened him with an awakening gem yet. The second that I do, this will turn blue and you'll see more in-depth information. However, for right now, I don't have it, so it's red. In your abilities, all the green text is stuff that changes with your champion's rank. So right now, let's look at that second line where it says, when a web cartridge debuff is replaced, gain a Fury passive increasing attack rating by 1455 for 25 seconds. So that 1455, because it's in green, means that number can change depending on the ranking. So if I was rank 3, this number would be lower. If I was rank 5, this number would be higher. However, it's always going to be for 25 seconds because that 25 seconds is in white, which means it's permanent. That's how you read that information. Now, later on, there will be on other characters, there will be different color text, which will correlate with whatever color text is in their description, which sounds confusing, But for instance, here you see how shield web shooter's pre-fight ability. That means everything that is in that orange text is part of his pre-fight ability, where it says 1 persistent charge, and that's blue. Anything that would be in here in blue is pertaining to his persistent charge. It sounds confusing, but when you come across those scenarios, it'll be a lot more apparent. If you want to see a character's bio, so if you say, hey, this character is really cool, I've never heard of him before, you can click that tags plus bio section at the bottom left. Just click that, it'll take you to this window. You can read like a little excerpt about them, as well as see all of their tags, which is useful for if you're trying to see what characters are affected by, let's say like a Magneto. You're trying to find all of the different metal characters. You can find that in this window. There's an additional way you can find that. I will explain that after I go through this. If you want to see the synergies and what they do, you can see all of that information just by clicking that synergy bonus windows. Whenever you see something that says unique synergy, that just means that this ability or this synergy cannot be stacked. There are ones that can be stacked that are typically just stat based, so like plus 200 armor or 155 crit or something like that. Those are typically stackable. However, these synergies that add more specific character interactions are unique and you can't stack them. So for instance, if I had bring this Spider-Man stealth into a quest, I can't stack this synergy with Iron Man Infinity War by bringing multiple star levels of Iron Man Infinity War to the team. It'll just count as one, even if there are 4 Iron Man Infinity Wars, because it's a unique synergy. If you want to see what your special attacks do, you can just click the special attacks there. If you want to see more in-depth stats here, you can just click attributes and it'll show you all of your different information there. If you want to see like the percents as opposed to the actual values, you can just click that percent and it'll translate it to you, because it's a little bit hard to understand if you don't know that. Like if you haven't been playing for a while and don't know the rough estimates. But yeah, so that's how to read the actual champion info panel. Once you're on this My Champions page, there's a couple different things that you can do here as well by clicking the little filter at the bottom. So if you're looking for all of your mutant characters, you can click the mutant. If you want to see all of your mutant 4 stars, you can add the 4-star filter. If you're like, man, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the screen right now and there are a bunch of champions I don't want to see because I don't own them, you can just unclick owned or unclick unowned, and you can see exactly what it is that you're missing or what you have. You can also filter by all of these, just play with that. And then where you see here where it says add tags, this is probably the most useful function of this this screen here, because you can just click tags. You can click something like, for instance, metal, and it'll show you all of the different metal champions in the game. So this is hugely useful. This is a new function that I actually didn't know about until earlier today. But yeah, I would say whenever you're going through your champion page, just fiddle with the filters a little bit just to become a little bit more familiar with it, because it is super helpful. So now let's leave champions and we're going to go to our fight interface. So this interface is probably the one that, let's put my webcam back on. This is probably the interface that seems most overwhelming and most in your face as a new person, because there's so many things going on. But it's not that hard to decipher once you know exactly what's on the screen. So all the way at the left, all the way at the left, as you can see here where it says Book 1, Act 5, Elder War, that's your story content. That's permanent content that will always be there. They're constantly adding on to it. I think they add like an extra chapter or act every couple months or whatever. So if you want to select that, you just click on it and you can select it. If you want to select a different book than you're currently on, you click book select. So storybook 1 is just from acts 1 through 6. Storybook 2 is act 7. If you're a new person watching this guide, which I assume you are because vets wouldn't need to watch this, don't worry about book 2. So yeah, directly to the right of that is always going to be your monthly quest, which rotates every so often. In this case, it's going to be 34 days 11 hours and 59 minutes, which you can see right above the text where it says event quest. If you click that, it'll take you to the monthly event quest where you can just scroll through the different difficulties. So if you see under view rewards, it says normal with a green arrow to the right. As you go more to the right, the difficulty increases. And as you go to the left, the difficulty decreases. If you want to see the rewards, click view rewards. All of that is self-explanatory. Yeah, this is going to be your monthly event quest. Directly to the right of that are going to be any side events. So if you have side quest, special like yearly, monthly events, stuff like that will be directly to the right of that. Next would be your alliance content. So alliance quest is on top, alliance wars on the bottom. Again, you can click that. It'll show you exactly how much you got, what map you're in, the milestones, all of that information. Same thing with Alliance War. You just click that window and you can go through your history, which wars you won. You can see the rankings, leaderboard, who's joined, who hasn't joined, rewards, all of that. Next would be your incursions and your daily quest. So what incursions is it's a game mode where you can partner with another player, friend, or random person. You move through a map to pick up buffs to make your champion stronger and de-link and fight with your partner. So you have to fight characters that would make your partner's fights weaker, and then vice versa. As you guys progress and complete maps, you guys go to harder maps with harder champions while also gaining more and more rewards. So it's a pretty fun game mode. You partner up with somebody, like I said, you keep progressing and the game gets harder, but you're also picking more and more buffs up, so you're getting stronger, as well as picking up more and more and more and more rewards every time that you're going. And yeah, it's pretty fulfilling, really easy, if you're doing it with a partner at least that you know and can communicate with. Under that would be the daily quest. So this is where you're going to see your daily catalyst quest. On the left is Proving Ground, which is going to be for your basic catalyst. To the right is going to be your class, which rotate every 24 hours. And you can see the rotation up top where it says current is science, upcoming. You would just go left to right. So tomorrow would be purple, which is mystic. The day after that would be light blue, which is cosmic, so on and so forth. Next would be special quests and back issues. So if we go into special quests, right now you're only going to see two, which is Road to the Labyrinth and Realm of Legends. Once I complete Road to the Labyrinth, or possibly hit level 45, I'm not sure which, you'll also gain access to Labyrinth of Legends and Abyss of Legends. However, that's super endgame content, don't worry about that, but this is where you would go to find that. Back issues are going to be your variant quest, which is another form of permanent content, which you can get some pretty big endgame rewards. But after Ultron's Assault, all of them have a specific theme, and they're typically really fun with really good rewards for the time and energy spent. So for instance, this is Ultron's Assault is variant 1 because it was the first one that they did. It's the most difficult, gives the crappiest rewards. I would recommend not doing this until probably you're exploring like Act 6 when you have a really deep roster, because it's super difficult. After that is going to be variant 2, which is Mystery in the Micro Realms, which is size based because it's an Ant-Man themed one. So bigger champions do more damage and have like better benefits. Polar Opposites is going to be Magneto themed, so it's going to be about techs, and techs gain more and more buffs. Waning Moon is about Deadpool and Moon Knight. However, the actual themes of the quest themselves are a little bit different, because this one, it scales from strong champions to weak champions. So it starts off using 5 and 6 stars, and the final quest you're using 1 stars. So kind of like a waxing and waning moon, where it's going from strong or really bright to really weak. So kind of that theme, I guess. Blood and Venom is Spider-Verse themed, and then Contamination, I'm not 100% sure because they added that when I had quit last time. but that's where you go for that. Again, that's permanent content that they're constantly adding to. At the bottom right, you can see the Summoner Sigil, Golden Circle, which is where you go to do your weekly Summoner Sigil quest to get your stack of gold. Above that is going to be Arena, which there's typically like 4 or 5 arenas going on. There's the featured arena, or the featured champion arenas, the basic arena, and then typically the catalyst arena. Those are the only ones that you really typically care about. Quick match and summoner trials you should probably never do unless you're going strictly for units, and then you can do the summoner trials. So the basic arena, you know which one is the basic arena. Sorry, my eye is itching. You know which one is the basic arena because there's only one arena with that champion, which would be Iceman. You can also figure it out because if you click view rewards, see the Iceman. It's kind of hard to tell because he's actually blue, but that's like a blued out Iceman more than normal. And you can click it and it'll tell you basic hero. What that means is that if you do this arena and get this Iceman, if you don't already own him, you get him. You get a 4-star Iceman and all is happy. However, if you do already have him, then this will count as a awakening gem or a signature stone. So if you have him unawakened, this will awaken his ability, or if you already have him and you have him awakened, it'll just add 1 signature stone. So you don't get the additional ISO, you don't get the additional shards from having a dupe, none of that except for awakening and a signature stone. Now the featured arena is going to be the one where you see the one champion 3 separate times. So in this case, it's going to be Super Scroll, and you have the 4-star featured arena, which you can see here in the burn and stretch because it has 4 stars over enter. 3-star featured arena because it has 3 stars over the enter and the smash and vanish. And then in the combine and conquer, you have the 5-star featured arena, which is combine and conquer because it has the 5 stars above enter. In each of these, you can get the featured champion of that corresponding star level by reaching like the top ranks of that. So at the end game, doing these 5-star arena is how you get 5-star champions for quote unquote free of the new characters. However, the scores that you have to get are incredibly high here. If you're in the beginner's bracket and stuff like that and you're struggling to get like 1,000,000 points, which is a lot of arena grinding when you first start, and these, imagine how much harder it's going to be because you have to get like 70 million, 80 million, 50 million, all those scores that are incredibly high. But yeah, that's what the different arenas are, how to know which ones are what. And then of course the Catalyst arena it changes every couple of days. It goes between class catalyst fragments or ascendant crystals, I think. The basic one where you get full basic catalyst, and the alpha one where you get full tier 1 alphas. Yeah, they're on a 3-day cycle with Sunday being an off day. So one cycle would be Monday through Thursday, another cycle would be Thursday through Saturday, and then it's Thursday through Sunday, and then Sunday through Monday would be your off day. You can see the remaining timer on the top of each arena. That's going to be when it goes to the next cycle. You can check your completed arenas here. And I think that touches on actually, let's do a couple other things. So this is going to be, I guess I'll call this my extras segment. So if I go into the game, if I go into a specific quest, right, at the bottom left, you can see the quest rewards here, and this will show you your completion rewards and your exploration rewards for doing that specific mission. If you want to see the chapter rewards, you can click the rewards tab at whatever quest you want, and then click the tab with the chapters, and it'll tell you the exact rewards there. If you're in a fight, so let's go ahead and just begin the quest. So all of these little dots that you see we can travel to, those are called nodes. Now, on some nodes you have champions, as you can see, like this Vision or the end boss has that Odin node on it, or the Odin on that node, and then on that node there are buffs. So if you click this, the yellow or the orange is going to be the local nodes. That means on that node, these buffs are there. In different content, I'm not sure if there's one that I can show you, but there will be something called a link node. So let me go to Alliance Quest and I can show you there. So you see how all of these champions they're like glowing purple on their node, and then they have these arrows that are going to different champions. Those are called link nodes. You can tell because they're linking different champions. So this rogue here has a link node going to this vision. Now if you click on it, it'll tell you outgoing. You can select it and it'll show who it's going to and what it does. So that's how you know what is linked, what's not linked. And again, yeah, the orange ones, you can click those and it'll tell you local node and you'll see what is specific to that node. However, there are nodes, or there are fights that are going to have local nodes and link nodes, just like this boss. So you can see how he's glowing purple, but he has that orange icon at the top right. That means he's linked and he has local nodes. So if you click the portrait, you see where it's orange, it'll say all of the local nodes, and then right above that there's like 3 dots with 3 lines. You click that and it'll show you all of the incoming nodes. There will also be, if that fight is also giving out nodes, there will be another tab under incoming where you could see outgoing nodes. Now let's go ahead, and there's one other thing that I wanted to show you. So if you're in, so if I'm in a fight, let's go here. So if I'm in a fight, sometimes there will be buffs and stuff like that you've never experienced before. You're not sure what they do. So as you can see, he has a bunch of different icons on him, but maybe you're new and you don't know what each of those icons are. You can just click pause and it'll show you what all of the different icons are and what they do. It's not going to show you like specific amounts or anything like that, but it'll show you an overall description. So if you see here, it says biology research with a little heart and a plus. You'll see that there's an icon there with a little heart and a plus and charge 100. It says builds when landing hits or being struck, increases attack rating. So you can just kind of correlate which buff to which, or which description to which buff based on the icon, and you'll know what it does. You can hold that section and then scroll to see the different things as well as on your side. So if you're ever not sure, let's say you're fighting somebody and you see a timer come up and you're like, wait, what the fuck is that? You can just pause it really quick and then scroll and it'll show you that information. I think that's everything. I tried to make this video as short as possible. This was like my 3rd time recording this, and this was by far the shortest time for this video. If there's anything that I skipped over that you still have questions on, please let me know. Again, I'm trying to make as many different guides and answer as many beginner questions as I can. However, as somebody who's a veteran who's played this game for a long time, a lot of the times I don't know what it is that beginners are unsure of, because everything comes so second nature to me. So leave any questions you have for me in the comments below. No question is a dumb question. I'll make sure to answer it or make a video on it as soon as possible. If there's anything that I didn't, or that you didn't like in this video, or that you want to see in future videos, leave that in the comments below. But if you're just here just watching, you haven't subscribed or anything like that, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. Yeah, be safe, have fun, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.